All right, now it's time for the nitty gritty. Now it's time for the elephants in the room. Yes, I said elephants, plural. Because the amount of shit that I have to say right now, I don't know how long this is gonna take me, but you know what? We're in for the long hold. Ah, Virtual Wrestling United. I could have talked about anything else that I do, anything else that I am involved with, but in 48 hours, the amount of shit that I've seen from this place called the VWU. Let me describe to you what exactly the VWU is supposed to be. The VWU is supposed to be a conglomerate of colleagues that help each other, that strive each other to be better. Every single league strive themselves to be better, support other feds, support each other for the betterment of this business. Virtual Wrestling United. This shit hasn't been united since 2019. This shit is only united when there's a fucking global threat. When there's something that wants to destroy the whole thing. That's the only moments where VW is actually united. And if you don't believe me, I have one word for you. Thanos. Now, why is the VW not united, you may I ask? Why? Uh, I am victim of what I'm about to say myself, considering the things that I am about to say as well. Because everybody in here has a fucking ego. Everybody in here is petty. And everybody in here does not have the strength to forgive. Let's start with the brand new VW World Champion. Ah, the big dog himself, the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. Now, to be fair, I am very indifferent about Roman Reigns right about now. However, I'm sorry to say, but him and his wise men do make some good points. When Thanos did his bullshit and shapeshifted into Roman, making everybody think that it was Roman who was threatening the VW as a whole. Yes, he did help in that match at Prestige too. Indeed. But after that, nowhere to be found. Maybe in the end of his contract in ZCW, and then again, I don't even remember. But I highly doubt it. And they were talking about VW owing a debt to them, to Roman Reigns and to the wise man. Cannot say I disagree. Cannot say I disagree at all. Does that mean that I have to like the way he won it? Absolutely not. Claudio got screwed. Hell, even Spike and Eddie Pryor got screwed. The lineage of that title is crazy, if you want to ask me. But if you want to talk about another person that saved, helped save this entire place and didn't get his quote unquote reward, it's Bowser in New Dawn. Now, Bowser, I have no excuse. I'm not indifferent about him at all. I do not like the new Bowser. I do not like Hollywood Bowser, especially considering what he wants to do. He wants my New Dawn Pro Championship, and I'm not gonna let that happen that easily. But that's not the main topic right now. Bowser helped save this place. He beat Thanos when he was at his strongest, most dangerous. He beat him fair and square. And now, after all the bullshit he's had to deal with, after the bullshit he got thrown at in New Dawn, he's now taking it out on everyone and anyone he can. That's exactly the same thing that Roman is doing right now. So, what's next? Is Jamal gonna get screwed and turn his back on everyone he knows? Is Lang Craig gonna come back and have a new persona? And let's not even talk about VV, already know what happened with him. And I hope that version of him never comes back. Because if it does, I'll whoop his ass. Now. This might be very short, or this might be very long, I don't know. But there's another thing that happened at Dawn of Chaos 3, and I think you all know what I'm talking about. Charles Schultz as the new WWA World Champion. Charlie, Charles Schultz. You finally did it, huh? You finally did what you wanted to do this whole time when everybody thought you were targeting Carmen's family. You finally did it. You finally won a world championship before James Needham. And the way you had to do it is, of course, because you cannot simply do things your own way. Just had to throw Zoe off the top of a balcony into a giant flashlight by that masked bitch from the House of Cerberus. Now, Charles, I know you remember. You mentioned me a couple of times, yeah, a couple months ago, you know? I know what you said. You talked about a certain angel of mine. Well, coming from the man whose wife doesn't know how to please him anymore, that is very, very thoughtful from you. I mean, we also what she did at Down of Chaos 3 as well. She attacked someone she doesn't have anything to do with. Just because she can. Alicia has had to have been on a fucking roller coaster of emotion. to do that sort of shit. Now, I'm not gonna mention Tia or Mikasa. Nah, nah. Now, the thing that bothers me with you isn't the fact that you did what you did the way you did it at Dawn of Chaos 3. It's the fact that for now years you've been asking and pleading and demanding about a match with me. Because last time I beat you so easily in a certain fed. Now, you might say, oh, it's because insert name here interfered in our match, or else the result would have been different. Charles, the result wouldn't have been different at all. I beat you. And I can do it again anytime. It's just the fact that you've been pleading, demanding, and bitching, but never actually acting on wanting that match. Because trust me, it's not by talking about my angel that you're gonna get me to have this match. And listen, I don't have anything to gain from that match right now, other than maybe the WWE Championship. So that Needham and Hit Kid can have less headaches. Since Needham can't even touch you anymore, and you can't even touch him. Because the board wants to do bullshit. The board doesn't want the destruction. Maybe the board should want the destruction of this whole thing, because nobody's united, like I said earlier. Because you know damn well once that stipulation gets erased, Needham is gonna erase you, Charles. So Charles, you might have won your first world title. You might have been through some of the most hardcore matches we've ever seen in the history of car wrestling. No amount of hardcore I cannot handle. Some people don't know this, but I made my debut in OCBF, and OCBF is known as a pretty hardcore federation. I mean, my second match ever in this business was a Hell in a Cell, so you tell me what's good. But Charles, no amount of House of Cerberus, no amount of pain will prevent me from teaching you a lesson whenever we step into that ring. Because at this point, it's gotta happen, you know? It's just a matter of when are you actually gonna act on it. You can call me all these names. You can call all of my wife's names. It's not gonna change a thing, Charles. Just know now that you are a target. Whether you're a champion or not, you're a target to a lot of people. So I hope you survive by the time we step into the ring with each other. Now, my next topic is a little bit more personal. Because I have been a part of the VWU since 2018. Believe it or not, I have been a part of it since 2018. Whether it was in a backstage role or actually in the ring. Do I got stuff to show for it? Of course I do. I'm not gonna stand here and say that the VW has done nothing for me. No. I was the first man to defend the Car Star Championship at a Prestige show, Prestige 5, where I beat Cody Hagan and Dashion Walton. At Prestige 2, I faced Kenny Omega. Granted, I didn't win, but that was a wrestling clinic. In DCA, I main evented Revelations 7 against Zack. Granted, another one I didn't win, but you'll never take that away from me that I main evented against Zack and could have ended this streak then and there. My problem is not being around too much. I feel like in VW, I only do occasional appearances as a wrestler, as a competitor. In the background, oh, you know I'm there. I'm doing commentary. I'm helping with the Worldwide Wrestling Alliance, UCWL, ICCW Bizarro, and many others. But as a competitor, I feel like I'm slacking. I feel like people underestimate me, and that's something that once again I can get criticized for. Because everybody that steps into VW wants one thing. They want the VW World Championship. That's what they want. And that's what I want as well. I want to be the first man to have ever held the Car Stars World Championship and the VW World Championship. That is my goal. Now, granted, the last two champions I've already beaten before. Oh yeah, guys, you forgot? I beat Claudio clean at CCL the Big 120. Yeah. Zaya Steel. You know, I'm undefeated against Zaya. You know that? I'm 3-0 against Zaya Steel. Granted, it all happened in Madhouse, so people usually forget Madhouse stuff, but I don't. I don't at all. So basically what I'm trying to say is that I don't care who I have to go through to get a shot at this title. I don't care if I have to go through Claudio again. I don't care if I have to go through Zaya again. I don't care if I have to go through Roman. I don't care if I have to go through Sly again. No disrespect to Sly. But if you get in my way for that championship, I have to take you on. I don't care if I go through Malik again. I don't care if I have to face Nathan Explosion. Maybe a good old ass kicking will teach him how to not suck up the other rat over there. And hell, even Jamal, I have to go through you again? Sure, let's do it again. But that's my objective. That's what I want. That's the championship that I want. And if I have to beat everyone up, if I have to even turn against my own beliefs and become an entirely different person, so be it. Since it seems to be the norm around here. But John, aren't you content with all the titles you've already won? Of course I am. AWF World Champion, CMC World Champion, OCBF World Champion, New Dawn Pro World Champion, Car All Stars World Champion, CCL World Champion, and hell, I'm gonna mention that other Fed, MCWA World Champion, 7-time World Champion overall, 4 of which I still hold to this day. But no amount of accomplishments right now will validate me as a legend of this business other than the VWU World Championship. Because if I do win that VWU Championship before any of the former Car Stars World Champions, I can be the man to say that I was the first one to do it. That is what I want right now. No, not what I want. That is what I need. That's what I need. And as you can see, I already proven myself to not be a saint. Because despite what everybody and anybody tries to say in the VWU, none of y'all are saints, including me. My goals right now in here are slowly personal. Nothing else. I don't want to save the VWU from anything. I don't want to save any companies from anything. I want to deal with the shit that I have to deal with. Or the shit that I want to deal with. If I can help a brother in need like Needham, I will. Because you guys don't even know how much Needham helped me. And if helping him getting rid of that living nightmare can be done, I will do it with no thanks needed. If I can help Adam keeping his company afloat with no issues whatsoever other than a big Koopa motherfucker, so be it. If I can help CCL finish, if I can help CCL end on the brightest of terms you could think of, I'm gonna do it. If you want me to elevate your Fed to the highest level possible, I can do that. VWU doesn't need a savior. And hell, it might even don't even deserve one.